All right.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
we are here at Uganda House,
Uganda House.
Uganda's mission to the United Nations. To express our displeasure at what the regime of Museveni is doing to Buganda and Uganda as a whole, especially as regards to land. And in particular, I'm going to be talking about Mayanja, Sam Mayanja,
Yep.
the Minister of State for Land and Museveni's government. Museveni, Mayanja, before 1900, all the land in Buganda was vested in the Kabaka. Kabaka was the custodian of Buganda's land, and people lived on that land without any hindrance. They could farm on the land, they could grow crops on the land, and they prospered. And that land was administered for the Kabaka through the chiefs, Saza chiefs, Bongola chiefs, Muluka chiefs, to ensure that the land was protected and was used productively. So that means no one was deprived of land so long as they used it productively, and it was never a threat, and people could live on that land in perpetuity without anyone bothering them. The British in 1900 introduced the Milo system and basically and the Crown land. And Crown land, the British basically stole Buganda land, but then they reserved about 8,000 square miles was Milo land, which was given to official states, the Kabaka, Southern chiefs, and different institutions received this 8,000 square miles. The 9,000 square miles, it was called Crown land, and that was given the British Crown. What Mayanja does not know that in England, even up to today, they have Crown land, which is under the king, the monarchy in England. And that land, the monarchy in England, it protects that land on behalf of the British people, on behalf of the British nation. So the British still have Crown land, which is protected by their monarchy. But in Uganda, the government of Uganda decided that they're going to distribute the land the way they want and deprive of Uganda of its land. Mind you, the British, when they were leaving, they recognized that they had stolen the Buganda's land and returned Buganda's land to Buganda in 1961. Returned the Crown land that had stolen to Buganda. Now, in 2016, Betty Amongi, who was the Minister of Lands at the time, said that the Milo land was unfair system that was introduced to the British, introduced by the British, a way of acquiring land was unfair. So we say, if you think the Milo land was unfair, return the land to Uganda like it was to the Kabaka, like it was before 1900. Again, Milo land is divided into official states. The Kabaka is a state, the Sanza chiefs are a state, but that land is not to the Kabaka as a person. It's for the institution of the Kabaka, for the Sanza chiefs, and the Muluka chiefs, and Gomola chiefs, and all these institutions hold that land on behalf of the citizens, the residents of Uganda. And the Crown land now is being managed by the Uganda government, the Uganda District Land Board, because Obote, in 1967, stole all the land that had been returned to Uganda. It made it public land, and that's the land now that what used to be Crown land that is being managed, that Museveni put under the District Land Boards. But this is Buganda land, which had been returned to Buganda in 1961. So Mayanja says that first he has issues with the Milo land and the Kabaka's land and all the Sanza chief land. He's saying that this is, he's saying that it should not be Kabaka's land. We understand that the land that under Kabaka is for Buganda and Buganda as a whole, and the Crown land, which was under the districts also belongs to Buganda. Mayanja is trying to erase Buganda's heritage by kind of reversing what the British had written when they returned to Buganda, land to Buganda. So we're saying to Mayanja, you should not be worse than the colonialists. The colonialists understood that the land belongs to Uganda and return it to Uganda, and you should not, and we will not accept you stealing our land on behalf of the 70. And mind you, Mayanja, you own 400 acres of land in Bukambula. Mayanja, who is against violent land, owns over 400 acres in Bukambula. And apparently when he returned to Uganda after studying in the United States, he kicked off people from his land. He said he paid them off using, I guess, government money, and it got all the people off the land. And it's now against minor land. He doesn't want people to own minor land, but he owns 400 acres. Wow. So what kind of hypocrisy is that?
Yeah.
You know, what kind of hypocrisy is that, Mayanja? So, Mayanja. Yeah. We say, leave the Kabaka out of your mouth, leave Uganda land alone. You know, it doesn't belong to you, and no one has the right to it. If my land is unfair, return Uganda land to its status quo before 1900. If you say it's unfair, make sure it return to Kabaka. And now, in 1962, when the Buganda land had been returned, and actually even during the colonial period, the land that was under Buganda, Milo land, had to be any kind of certificates on that land had to be approved by the Lukiko. So it was not up to the Buganda Land Board by itself to approve. You know, all transactions on that land had to be approved by the Lukiko. The Buganda Land Board nowadays apparently is actually conniving with the central government to sell some of the estates. So Buganda Land Board has to be under the Lukiko. Buganda Land Board should not be operating independently, because some of the land of Buganda, like the Mpologoma clan land, for instance, in 2018, was petitioned for sale after approval by the Buganda Land Board. So Buganda Land Board has become an entity under itself, but Buganda Land Board is supposed to be administering Buganda land, but they should not be doing it without approval of Lukiko and the Kabaka. So Buganda land should be retained for future generations. And that's what colonial land was, that's what minor land is. It's not personal land. When the British created those estates were institutional estates. The Kabaka only got 27 miles personal estate, which was given Kabaka Chua, and Kabaka Chua gave that 27 miles to most of his descendants. So that land, private land, does not exist anymore. What we call Kabaka's land is land that Kabaka holds for Buganda, in custody for Buganda, future generations to develop and preserve for future generations. Much of that land is Mukono, Kampala, and all over the 18, Mukono and Kampala and Wakiso. No, the 8,000 square miles, the farmland is all the counties of Uganda. That is a bit separate from the 300 square miles. So the farmland, which Museveni now kind of put under district land boards in all the counties of Uganda, 18 counties of Uganda. That land belongs to Uganda. It has been returned to Uganda. Obote stole it, and Mayanja is kind of saying that it's as it should be, because he said Uganda is not legal. But what kind of person is that? Remember, Uganda existed for Uganda, and Uganda was made out of 18 different regions. Buganda, Busoga, Acholi, Akole, all these institutions, all these regions had their own ways of managing their own land, customary land. By the way, minor land is a combination of customary and freehold. So it's a combination of, it's kind of a custom, it has some elements of customary land, because the Kabaka is holding it in custody for the people. Only the official Milo estates that are freehold are modern, which is what the British introduced. But Milo is actually partly freehold and partly customary. in as much as residents could work on the land in perpetuity without being chased off the land. But Museveni, beginning in 1995, decided that he was going to reinstitute what Obote had created. By the way, Mayanja says that Uganda land is illegal. But remember, in 1993, when the 1993 restitution of the Kabaka ship returned the 350 square miles of land to Buganda, to the Kabaka, to Uganda. And then in 2013, all the states, the Southern Chief land, Southern land, the Gomboro land, was also returned to Uganda. So this is, even under Museveni's own system, this land is legal. Mayanja, as a lawyer, you should know that even Museveni's own laws, Uganda's land is legal, and Kabaka, or legally, should be in control of the land that was returned to Uganda. But beyond that, we do not, we should be looking beyond this modern legal system, because Uganda and African tradition societies have their own laws on how to manage our land, and we as Africans, we should go back to what our society, to what kind of constituted how we govern ourselves. Just like in Botswana, Botswana married their modern and traditional system, such that Botswana is now the most successful African country, in the sense that they have their traditions, they honor their traditions, they honor the way they manage their land, like they did before. So in Uganda, we should go back to honor how we manage our land, return Uganda's land to the pre-1900. If you say Milo is bad, return it to the pre-1900 situation, whereby all land was vested in the Kabaka. That is better than this abolition of Milo land and putting it under central government, putting it as a public land. Let Bunyoro manage his land, let Acholi manage his land, let all the regions of Uganda manage their land. And that's why we say the federal system is the best way to govern Uganda. We should go back to the federal system whereby each region manages the land on behalf of its own people.
Yes.
Otherwise, we are in a big mess. And if you want to erase people's culture, touch their land. And that's what Mayanja is trying to do. And it's being more worse than the colonialists. So we're saying no to Mayanja's attempt to erase Uganda off the map, to erase Uganda's heritage. And first of all, it should also get rid of his, we condemn his attacks on the Kabaka, because the Kabaka is the foundation of Uganda's heritage, and all of Uganda stands on the Kabaka and the land. So Mayanja, we say, stop your abuse of the Kabaka, stop your attacks on Uganda's land. We have only one Buganda. Well, this is our heritage, and we say, if you think it's unfair, return our land to its pre-1900 status quo. Thank you so much.